Physical, mental, and spiritual discipline. Controlling the body. Yoga lays great stress on the purification and control of the body, under the belief that if the body is pure and under control, the mind will be under control. Sikhism believes that if the mind is pure and under control, the body will easily be controlled. Mere physical purity is in no way instrumental in attaining mental and spiritual purity. Nali and dhoti, which are so important for the practicing yogis, are considered of not much importance in Sikhism. Fasting and mortification of the body, which are employed by the yogis, are also rejected by Guru Nanak as dangerously egoistic and in no way helpful to a physically spiritual life. As long as you do not concentrate on the love of God, all yogic feats of physical purification, such as Nali, or efforts to awaken the serpent power through pranayama, techniques of rikaka, piraka, kumbhaka, inhaling, retaining, and expelling the breath, are physical feats and not religion. It is a hypocrisy to call it religion or dharma, moral or spiritual discipline. No one can attain either spiritual exaltation or his love through these feats. Through Nali and dhoti and associated acts of physical purification, one attains neither the stability of mind nor any spiritual enlightenment. Any pranayama or breathing technique without associating it with the name and the presence of God is futile. Fasting, self-mortification, and artificial restraints put on the body do not in any way enlighten or illuminate the mind. The essential elements of physical purity, niyama, are applied to mental life in Sikhism. Soka, or cleanliness, in Sikhism means the absence of mental impurities. Tapa, restraint, also means control over the senses and passions, and not asceticism. Samtosa, or serenity, is a common feature of yoga and Sikhism. In yoga, samtosa stands for endurance, fortitude, the overcoming of physical suffering in the Stoic sense. In Sikhism, it means mental and spiritual serenity, contentment and abandonment to divine love and will. Mental discipline. The two main aims of yoga are ekagrata, concentration, and samadhi, ecstasy. One is achieved through mental discipline, whereas the other through spiritual effort as culmination of mental efforts. There are 8 angas of yoga: restraint, yama, discipline, niyama, bodily attitudes and postures, asanas, rhythmic respiration, pranayama, emancipation of sensory activity from the domination of exterior objects, pratyahara, concentration, dharana, yogic meditation, dhyana, and ecstasy, samadhi. The aim of the first 6 angas is to achieve ekagrata, or a determined and continuous concentration. Sikhism also aims at egarta, or livlinta, absorption in mental poise. In yoga, ekarta is attained through yogic techniques, whereas in Sikhism it is attained through higher inspiration of divine music, poetry, and the inspiration of the divine word and songs of blessedness. It is not the egoistic will of the yogi that can stop the mind from wandering, nor the physical concentration of the eyes and mind on any point of physical object that can really help him in the concentration of mind, but it is the music and inspiration of the divine word, the love inspired by the Guru, the spiritual exaltation felt in communion with enlightened saints and holy men, plaintive songs of devotion or kirtan, which can bring the mind to poise and stability. To arrest the psychomental flux by yoga may be physiological concentration, but it certainly is not the spiritual and meditational concentration of the mind. In yoga, the object of meditation is usually some physical objects, but in Sikhism, concentration on images, pictures, and physical objects is completely rejected. Concentration can best be attained by disciplining the mind and human consciousness, surti, to the music and spirit of the divine word. Spiritual discipline. In classical yoga, the spiritual discipline centers on mudras, techniques employed to awaken kundalini to pierce all the lotuses or chakras. The flow of prana, or vital breath, is directed through Ida, Pingala, and Sushumna, and the serpent power is awakened to achieve samadhi. Guru Nanak calls this Kasta Yoga, yoga through pain and agony. Guru Nanak's spiritual discipline is based on a natural, humanly possible, and easy method based on single-minded devotion with a pure and dedicated love, and steady moral and spiritual effort through service, dedication, and inner illumination, whereas classical yoga works fundamentally through egoistic will, self-love, and lust for inner powers. Guru Nanak's spiritual discipline begins with humility, self-effacement, the dedication of the mind, body, and soul to the cause of truth, whereas the spiritual discipline of yoga aims at extinguishing active love and leading to absorption in samadhi. Guru Nanak inspires the disciplines with what is called hos masti, or widely awake in ecstasy. The key to spiritual discipline of yoga is intense meditation on the cosmic energy and control over it, whereas the key to spiritual discipline of Sikhism is the music and light of the divine word, the truth.